Why is it so close? What the hell? Now that even fooled me. It started recording. I'm like super zoomed in. Hold on a second here. Let me try to fix this. Let's see. Zoom out. That's in. Zoom out. Zoom out. That's better. Now it's... I'll explain what happened to this webcam in a second. The webcam screwed up on for good reason. Is that better? It's better, but now it's too high, of course. I did it too much. So what's up, everybody? Phil here. Week in preview time, right? Ready for the week in preview? So you know what's going on this week. It's going to be a good week. Overall, there's a lot going on, and I'm excited for this week. There we go. That's good. That's perfect. But, you know, not everything went according to plan this past week. A few monkey wrenches got thrown into the mix a little bit here and there. I want to let everyone know where the status is of everything that I've been working on, so you know moving into this new week what to expect. This week is a giant, high-profile new release in Persona 5, which I'm super excited about. I don't know if you guys have heard, but all the reviewers, obviously, who got advanced copies of these games early, reviewed Persona 5, and basically, there's a consensus that not only is this the best Persona game ever made, but it's one of the best JRPGs ever. Like, apparently people are saying there's so many improvements from the previous Persona games to make it into a game that's much more of a less of a grind and more of a fun, entertaining experience. But even then, they're saying it takes like 100 hours to beat it, and it doesn't feel grindy, which is pretty crazy in my opinion. I don't know about that. Obviously, we're going to tackle this together. But the good news is, when you look at a consensus of media reviews that are all saying that a game is great, hopefully you get some good feeling about it. And like, yes. Now, the thing is, there's been some games where the media, especially this year with games like Horizon Zero Dawn, where the media ridiculously kissed its ass, and I started playing it and wasn't very super impressed or anything. I hope that doesn't happen with Persona, because I've really been looking forward to this. As you know, 2 years ago, it was the patrons who allowed me to play Persona 4 as a Patron's Choice playthrough. I loved the freaking game, man. It just caught on, and it was the style of game that worked with me and my style of commentary, and I love JRPG-style gameplay, so it just worked. It was just a perfect formula, okay? So I cannot wait to play Persona 5 this week. That's the big, high-profile new release, all right? But paired with that, unfortunately, there's some stuff that didn't kind of work out this week. Let me explain. A couple things didn't go according to plan. So first of all, Zelda. I did get to finish Zelda this past week, which was great. But it took a little bit longer than I thought it would. I ended up not finishing it until Saturday. Now, the good news is I ended up reviewing it. So, Zelda Breath of the Wild is almost complete. All the gameplay videos have not been uploaded to DSP Gaming. They'll actually go tomorrow on Mondays when I'm going to upload the final batch. But I've already finished the game on Saturday's stream, and I already reviewed it over on KO Gaming. So yeah, there's finally another video up on KO Gaming, the first one in a long time. So check that out if you haven't. And the conclusion will be going live tomorrow on Monday. But because that happened, it kind of delayed me from going back to Mass Effect Andromeda, okay? I did manage to finish the Dark Souls 3 final DLC, but it took me 3 sessions. I thought maybe it would only take 2. No, it actually took me 3 to do everything in the DLC. So again, it delayed Mass Effect Andromeda. And the good news is, for those of you who've been liking the Danganronpa playthrough, which is my Patron's Choice playthrough, I played a ridiculous amount of that this week. I basically balanced it every day with everything else that I was doing. So there's some, if you actually add it up, I think there's like 10 hours of new Danganronpa that's been uploaded this week alone to DSP Gaming. So a lot of stuff progressed, but as you hear, as I keep telling you, Mass Effect kept getting delayed. Today, Sunday, was supposed to be the day I finally get back to Mass Effect Andromeda. Guess what happened? My internet screwed up. Yeah, I woke up well, first it was actually late last night. I was on my couch relaxing, watching WWE Network. Internet craps out on me. And I'm like, oh, what is this? I hope this doesn't happen tomorrow for WrestleMania and all that, right? So I said, okay, whatever, I'll watch a Blu-ray. Watched the Blu-ray. After the Blu-ray was done, the internet had come back. So I thought I was in the clear. Woke up this morning, internet was working partially. Like, it was working as soon as I woke up. I went to go set everything up to stream, and Mass Effect, no internet. Internet was gone for a whole hour, finally comes back, wasn't working, so I couldn't upload, I couldn't stream. So, the good news is, because I'm under Comcast's business level internet, I pay a lot of money for internet, like probably 3 times as much as most people, but they really go out of their way to make sure that my internet works. So, they had a guy out here within an hour. The guy went outside, looked at the house, he's looking at the house, he says, First of all, your lines are loose, which was bad because I had to tighten everything. This is like really loose. Apparently, because we get a lot of wind and rain and stuff in this area of the country, the lines themselves weren't like fully secured. So he fixed that. He said there was some noise in the line. He did his best to clear that up. Came inside, gave me a new cable modem. And by the time he was done with all that, everything was perfect. And I even did a half an hour test stream where I just sat there talking with people for about 30 minutes to see if the internet was going to be stable, and it was stable the entire time. So I think whatever it was just a minor blip, something, maybe it was a loose cable, who knows, and I think we're good to go, and I think there's not going to be any issues moving forward, hopefully, fingers crossed, all right? The bad news was, I was supposed to start streaming at 11 a.m., the guy wasn't gone until after like 2:30 p.m., so here I am, I already lost 2-3 hours of streaming, and I had to make an executive decision. Am I going to play Mass Effect and only get a couple hours in? And quite frankly, I knew if I tried to stream Mass Effect that late that I wasn't going to get a lot of viewers because people thought the stream had been off because my internet was screwed up, right? So I made the executive decision. I said, you know what I'll do? No stream today. What I'll do is I'll eat now. I ate earlier today, and I ended up playing about 2.5 more hours of Danganronpa. And that was fun. I like Danganronpa. It's a great game. The problem is, I know for a fact that this coming week, with Persona 5 coming up, I have a certain grouping of viewers and fans who like to watch me play new releases. I have a certain grouping of viewers and fans who like to watch me play these different genres of game. Yes, I have a group of fans that like to watch me play these Japanese-style games, but it's not my entire viewer base. I guarantee you what'll happen. This Tuesday, Persona 5 comes out. I'm going to be playing it all day Tuesday, and I'll give you the schedule in a moment. I'll play it all day. First day will be great. People will be out on stream enjoying it. And after that, well, it's just a JRPG, and people will stop watching. Now, I don't think that everyone, but that's what happens. You get that first day hype, and then after that, some people will say, well, it's just a JRPG, and they'll move on. Because sadly, it's actually hard for me to get consistent viewership on any kind of RPG. It's always been like that. No matter what RPG I've ever played, it's been tough. Now, other RPGs that are more action hybrids, like Fallout and stuff like that, a lot easier. But a traditional style RPG, every time I've played one, the viewership dips dramatically after the first couple of sessions. So I know that I can't only play Persona. So what I'm going to do later this week is balance Persona 5 with Mass Effect Andromeda, because they're drastically different styles of games, and I think that will actually keep people entertained. But if I'm already playing 2 incredibly long games, Mass Effect supposedly is anywhere from 20 hours if you rush it, 40 to 60 hours if you do all the content. People are saying Persona 5 is 100 hours. If I'm playing 2 incredibly long games like that, there's no time to do anything else. So I know Danganronpa now, I'm like really far into it. I'm more than halfway through chapter 5, and there's only 6 chapters in the game. So maybe if I had kept playing it, I would have finished it within a week. It's just not going to happen. Danganronpa has to go on hold now, because I know, for example, if I were to play Persona 5 and Danganronpa and that was it, first of all, the Mass Effect playthrough would be dead because it would be multiple weeks I'm not playing the game. But in addition, it's 2 Japanese-centric games being played at once. Wouldn't work, I'm telling you. I know exactly what would happen because I've done this before. People will go away and say, oh man, Phil's played all these weeaboo games, you know what I mean? Like, he's playing these, I hate these anime-like games. And then they wouldn't come back for a while until I played a completely different, drastically different kind of game. And that's not good. I need to kind of have variety for everything going on, okay? So, I played the shit out of Danganronpa this week. I've gotten absolutely as far as a human could get in the amount of time that I had. Now, sadly, that playthrough is going on hold, but it's fine because I know a lot of people have not been caught up on that playthrough because I played it so much this week, it took people by surprise. They were like, shit, I didn't think Phil was going to play Danganronpa that much. Now you have plenty of time to get caught up, all right? And then hopefully you'll come check out the Persona 5 playthrough this week because that's kind of the same kind of deal. And then later this month, when I start to get further in, and maybe when I wrap up with Mass Effect or Persona 5, or things get freed up a little bit more, then we'll go back to Danganronpa. Don't worry, there's zero chance of me dropping Danganronpa because I've promised a full playthrough to the patrons, and that's absolutely going to happen, okay? So there you have it. That's kind of what happened this week. I finished Zelda, reviewed it, did the Dark Souls DLC, played a buttload of Danganronpa. That was kind of my week. And unfortunately, didn't get to Mass Effect because of stupid internet issues today, okay? So now let's talk about the future. Let's talk about what you can expect for this week and the scheduling of everything, okay? First of all, it's already super late because I played Danganronpa at a weird time. It's almost 9 p.m. my time. Now, originally what I was going to do today, I was going to just do Mass Effect, end the stream at the normal time, have dinner, then I was going to do the weekend preview, then I was going to work on Patreon stuff, then I was going to work on Teespring. Sadly, I just don't have the time to do it. I mean, a lot of people have been saying, Phil, you're not watching WrestleMania today? I'm wearing my AJ Styles Phenomenal One shirt. I'm hyped for it, but I've been working all day, like dealing with these internet issues and then Danganronpa and everything. I haven't had a single chance, and Leanna and I are going to try to watch it for a few hours tonight, but there's no way we have 7 hours to watch the whole damn thing. Luckily, I have managed to stay away from spoilers, which is good. I have no idea who won any matches, so that's good. But it just sucks. You get live events like this, I don't have the free time. I'm always working. I don't have the free time to even partake in this kind of stuff. So I'll be watching some WrestleMania tonight. But what I'm going to do right now, Danganronpa's literally uploading right now as I film this video. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to upload the weekend preview. Duh, I'm filming it. I'm going to upload it. I am going to reactivate my Teespring store. For those who don't know, my Teespring store was deactivated this week. There it is. Because sadly, there were some issues where it had been linked with my Twitch, but it was done in a weird way where it wasn't explained what was going on. And apparently everything screwed up. All my settings and profit margins and everything screwed up badly. So I had to turn the store off, and Teespring has told me that it should be good now. So I'm going to reactivate the store tonight. So if you've been waiting to maybe take a look at the store again, because there's a lot of cool shirts and stuff that I've been wearing on my streams and everything, and you maybe have been waiting, and actually a couple people did contact me. They were like, Phil, I was been waiting to buy a shirt, now I can do it, and now your store doesn't exist. I'll be reactivating it tonight, okay? But outside of that, that's all I have time to do tonight, folks. I'm just too slammed, and I'm already behind in everything that I'm doing here. Patrons, let's talk about this. I want to let everyone know what happened. My March Patreon, okay? We hit the goal, first of all. We hit the March goal. So great. That means that the patrons only Twitch and Chill event will happen, okay? It's probably, I'll be honest with everyone, with the way this month is going, it looks like it's probably going to happen early May, because it looks like in early May there's no games coming out, so maybe to schedule it the first week of May would be the perfect way to do it, okay? So I'll keep everyone in the loop on that, all right? What I am going to be doing is later this week, not tonight, later this week, probably mid to late this week, I'm going to be contacting everyone who pledged to my March Patreon on patreon.com. I'm going to send you private messages to let you know, oh, you qualified for the forum upgrade, or you qualified to get your questions on Ask the King this month. Whatever it is you qualified for, your perk level, I'm going to contact you because I need your information, all right? Now, why aren't I doing that tonight? Usually I do it on the first Sunday of the month. Well, it's actually because yesterday was the first of the month, and sadly this month, we had over 20 people who were declined, and these weren't like small pledges. These were big pledges that were declined on Patreon. And because of that, because these big pledges were declined, it looked like I made a ton of money, and it actually was over $150 below what it was publicly showing as the total is what actually was made for me on Patreon this month. Which why, if you check my Patreon out right now, you'll see the total went boop and dropped by a ton. The public-facing total is like only 1,100 now. It was over 1,250. Now it went all the way down to like 1,100 because so many people got declined. Now the good news is I messaged everyone, and over the past 24 hours, about 10, no, actually take it back, probably about 6 or 7 people did update their info, and so some pledges have cleared, but I get the feeling some people didn't realize that this had happened, and in the next couple of days, now they'll start getting up to speed. Yeah, I wonder what's going on with Phil's Patreon. Oh, crap, I got a private message here. It says that my pledge was declined. Now I got to fix it. So the reason I'm not messaging anyone on Patreon on a Sunday night like I usually do is because it's so early in the month, there's a ton of people who are still declined. Now, if they update their info, they'll clear, and then when I message everyone, they'll be included. The problem is if I were to message everyone tonight, anyone who updates their info and then their pledge clears, I don't get any notification at all. I wouldn't even be able to tell the difference between people who I've already messaged and the new people whose pledges just cleared. There's no way to do that on Patreon. It's not a good system where you can say, oh, this person's done and this person's not, and I messaged this person, but it doesn't work like that. So sadly, I have to wait a couple extra days, but I promise you by the end of this week coming, I will message everyone on patreon.com with your perk info, and you please respond as soon as you can. We'll get all your perks settled by, say, mid-month, all right? Because in particular, with this upcoming patrons only Twitch and Chill event, I'm going to have to find out when's everyone available. If this is the date, right? Is everyone available? And if not, maybe I have to have a makeup date, and who's available for what slot. Who, I need to get everyone's information so I can message everyone on Twitch too. That's the other thing. Everyone has to have a Twitch account so I can private message them and give them the info of what's going on and everything in the stream so I can get them into the matches and everything. So it's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's going to be a fun event. All right. So the good news is we still hit the goal because we were way over the goal. The bad news is a bunch of people were declined, and because of the ton of people declined and the fact that we're so early in the month still, I have to delay everything a little bit, but we're still going to be good. No worries. I'm going to be doing Ask the King late this month, more than likely. The way it's looking, near the end of the month, I'll be doing Ask the King. So anyone who's going to be owed, I get to post up my questions, and they definitely get to be answered this month on Ask the King, because maybe you did that perk level, you'll be in there way before the show. Don't worry. There's no risk or anything of not getting your perks in time, all right? Okay, fair enough, all right? So that's enough about Patreon. FYI, I will have a new Patreon goal set up soon in the next couple of weeks. I already know what I want it to be, but I don't want to jump the gun yet. So that'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks, a new Patreon goal, all right, for the month of April. I want to say thank you to everyone who did pledge to my Patreon. Awesome. It was way less this month, I'll be honest, but I get the feeling that was going to happen because I had so many people coming out and supporting me on Twitch on my live streams in the month of March that I get the feeling a lot of people already had contributed there, and then they were like, well, I can't do Patreon anymore because now I'm helping Phil with cheers and tips and everything, subbing to his channel. That's foregoing Patreon, and I get that, okay? The good news is we still hit the funding goal. So as long as I keep hitting the funding goal every month and I'm still getting that consistent income, we're still good. All right. Now, schedule-wise, like I said, tonight, we can preview. Danganronpa's uploading right now. We can preview, and I'll be relaunching my Teespring and doing a couple of private things I have to do behind the scenes. Tomorrow, Monday, I am off. It's my day off, finally, after a long-ass week. My day off. Perfect time to take a day off because there's nothing going on. I can prepare and relax and get ready and rejuvenated for the launch of Persona 5 on Tuesday, right? So that being said, tomorrow, no live streaming, but I will be uploading the conclusion of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild to DSP Gaming. So for those who followed that playthrough from the entirety of it, man, you've been along for the 60-plus hour ride. The big conclusion hits on Monday on DSP Gaming, all right? Tuesday, 2 big launch premiere streams of Persona 5. One will be at 11 a.m. Pacific time like usual. One will be at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So 2 big streams equating to around 6 hours of gameplay just on launch day, which is awesome. Wednesday, I'm definitely doing another stream of Persona 5. I'm wondering if I should do another 2 streams on Wednesday of Persona 5. Are people going to be so hyped that they want to see 12 plus hours of Persona 5 gameplay within 2 days? Or are people going to say, man, can you please do some Mass Effect or whatever? Can you do something else? Right? I don't know. I don't know how people are going to feel. And I guess we'll have to play it by ear. Because I'd be perfectly fine doing 2 full days of Persona 5. I'm fine with that. But I don't want to isolate my audience and have people who are dying for more Mass Effect waiting forever. Thursday, I'm definitely going to be balancing the day between Persona 5 and Mass Effect. I don't know what the order will be, but there will be 1 stream of one and 1 stream of the other. And then Friday, we'll play it by ear. If people, depending again on demand, do you want more Mass Effect or more Persona? Maybe I'll even do a poll overnight. And depending on what wins the poll, we'll determine the order of sessions of gameplay, okay? So all week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, boom, 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 boom. Days full of new gameplay streaming and everything for you. I just can't tell you past Tuesday exactly what they'll all be, but it's going to be a combination of Persona 5 and Mass Effect depending on your direct feedback, okay? Now, come the weekend, we'll see what happens. We'll play it by ear. I actually don't know what my day off is going to be next week yet. It could be Monday. It could be a weekend day. It might be Sunday, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I had very quickly talked about it with my girlfriend, and I think her day off is Sunday next week. So if that actually is the case, then probably Sunday I'll have off, but that means I'll be playing again on Monday, right? So we'll see. But one day we'll be off, but I'll be balancing it with, the other days where I'll be live streaming like crazy. So tons of gameplay coming this week, mostly Persona. There will be Mass Effect mixed in there, and we'll adjust it at the end of the week depending on what everyone wants, all right? Now, the month of April, FYI, taking a gander at it, we've got games like Yooka-Laylee. We've got games like Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale series premiering. And apparently at the end of this month, and I didn't know about this until like 2 days ago, I started looking up dates again. Outlast 2. I am like stoked for Outlast 2. I really enjoyed Outlast 1. And if it's true that Outlast 2 is coming out the end of this month, I think that's going to be an amazing playthrough, especially for streaming. That's the kind of stuff you're there live, you're interacting, you're having fun at jump scares and stuff. Oh my God, that's going to be amazing. I cannot wait for that. So April could stack up to be a really damn good month between crazy long and entertaining playthroughs like Persona and Mass Effect, balanced in with a few more interesting kind of games in the middle, and then Outlast to finish the month up, plus Ask the King. All that could equate to a pretty damned good month. All right. So I'm feeling really positive again. I'm excited to get back to stream. I'll be honest, I was really disappointed today that I couldn't stream because I've been loving the daily streams. I love the interaction with everyone and talking with everyone. And I didn't get that today. I only got to gab for like maybe 20 minutes when we were doing the test stream. It was very disappointing for me that I couldn't do what I wanted to do because of that. But I'll be back Tuesday full force. We'll have a fun week together. We'll play it by ear and we'll go from there. All right. I don't think there's anything else. Now, one thing, I'm not going to run the patron thank you crawl because I don't have the new one for March because, like I said, a bunch of people got declined who are probably going to fix their pledges. It would be silly to do one roll here and another roll the next week. I'm just going to do it all when everyone's kind of cleared. So I'll give it a few days. And next week on the weekly preview, you'll get the patron thank you roll. And by the way, there's enough Sundays. There's 4 more Sundays in April. So you're still going to get your 4 thank you rolls like you're promised if you were a patron in the month of March. All right, no worries there. That's it, folks. Thanks for watching the weekly preview. See you later this week for Persona 5 and more Mass Effect. I cannot wait. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Pumped. And I'll see you then. Peace out, and thanks for watching.